everyone, it's Teresa Martin. It is October the 18th and I thought I would show you my winterizing regime. Alright, so this is Bee's hive. So let's start with the entrance. Alright, so the entrance has a block of wood. It's across there and about a 2 square inch opening. And if you look inside there, you see that there's a piece of 1/2 inch hardware cloth. It runs the whole length and it's tucked behind that block of wood, and that is all the more entrance these girls have and the only ventilation that they have for the winter. It's modeling a bee tree. And then on the sides is this 1.5 inch foam insulation. I got it at Barton's Building Material in Corbin, but you can get that. It's super cheap. It's about $2 for like a 96 by 22 inch big huge piece. And you can see I've had to kind of piece it together over the years to get it the right height. So there's this one here and then there's a little piece on the bottom. This is painted here. I thought I would get solar gain, so I have painted them in the past, and you can see how old this is. I've used it many years. It's still good. Anyway, so that's that. That's what's on the sides. There is an inch underneath the bottom board. There is also an inch of insulation under the IPM board and under the screen. So there is also 1 inch of insulation under the hive. And then this ratchet strap stays on year round. I did loosen it so I could get it off and hold the camera. This is painted for visual differentiation. That's why that is painted. It's not because it looks pretty, although it kind of looks pretty. And then there is also under that, there is another 1.5 inch foam under that. And then inside this box, there is a 1 inch piece of insulation. It fits down inside the box, as you can see. See how that's down in there like that? All right. So that, and that's got an R value, by the way, I should tell you. This has an R value of 5. That 1.5 has an R value of 7. And then inside this box, this is an insulation box. It is not a quilt box. Inside this is R19 fiberglass insulation. And then I'm going to take this off. That is the box. I'll show you that. It's just a box. It used to be a quilt box and I retrofitted it into an insulation box. There's nothing on the bottom. That R19 just sits in there nice. And then I used to have holes in my quilt boxes. That is old school and no longer. And now what you can see is I plugged those holes and I stuffed a piece of foam in there and I screened them off, and now I put a piece of tape over them. So that is that box. And then if you look down in here, all right, so now we're looking back inside the hive. This is a see-through inner cover that I made. A friend gave me some plexiglass, and so I made all these. And notice there is a 0, and I really mean 0 upper ventilation or holes of any kind. There is a hole on this inner cover, but it is plugged, as you can see. There's propolis stuffed in the hole. And then there is also, and I'm gonna open this ratchet strap, little tension strap here in the back a little bit so you can see. But what is also on here is there's the, let's see, I'm gonna open this some more. Okay, oh, there's a European hornet. She's been watching me for a while. European hornets are beneficial to a balanced ecosystem, and they're really good predators. So she's just gonna stay there. I'm gonna stay out of her way and she's gonna stay out of mine. There she goes. All right, but anyway, what you can see here, the reason I'm doing this is I wanna show you. So this is the side of the box. This right here is the box, right? This is a shim and I need the space, and then this is the inner cover. And I needed that shim in there because otherwise the sugar blocks are too thick and they would push up that inner cover. So that is how my girls go into winter. I have 99% colony survival for 7 years and counting. I've only had 1 colony die, 0 abscond, and I've never done a combine of 2 queen-right colonies because one was too small or weak to survive on their own. I'll put that all back together. It looks a mess right now. But I hope that helps somebody. And, oh, and this is called the condensing colony concept. That's what this is, and that's Bill Hesbach if you want to research how it works, why it works, and why it is considered the optimal way to send our bees into winter. So they come out of winter not cold stressed and ready to work in the spring. Hope that helps somebody. All right, everyone, happy beekeeping.